What is the Texas quarterback game plan going to be as they prepare for Clemson for the first game of the college football playoff? We've seen Quinn right now, and he's not been all that impressive. Like we just watched him in the past few games against Texas A&M and against Georgia, and yes, it's against stiff competition and solid defenses, but they're going to face solid defenses against Clemson, and they're going to face solid defenses against everyone else in the playoff field now. So I'm curious as to what their game plan is going to be because they have two quarterbacks that could be playing well together and maybe be a better threat with a more like dual quarterback game plan. But Quinn, last game, he threw 58% completion percentage, 27 of 46 against Georgia, and we threw for 358 yards, which is pretty solid, but only one touchdown and two interceptions. And he was 17 for 26 against A&M, so nothing that is like really going to get you over the top, against some of these defenses that he's going to be facing. And Clemson, their first game, Clemson has a good defense. And we've seen what the Clemson defense has been able to do against running quarterbacks, and it's been an area of weakness. We'll put it that way. We saw Lenore Sellers just absolutely dominate and take over that game against Clemson. And Quinn really can't run. He's not a great runner, and it looks like he's playing too hurt. And then when he is running a little bit, it looks like he's playing a little bit scared and wants to slide, run out of bounds. Really just wants absolutely nothing to do with contact. So I'm curious if Sark is going to install Arch as more of a part of the bigger game plan outside of just the running threat. The past couple of games, I was expecting Arch to get more snaps and more playing time than he had been. And he really just hasn't been. So it poses a question to me. It's like, look, I'm seeing what Quinn is doing on the field. It's not that great. Quinn is not putting Texas in a position to dominate games and win games with ease and with comfort. So why not look at Arch in some of these situations? And he hasn't really been doing that. He's been getting a little bit of game time, but I was expecting much more in this Georgia game. I was expecting more in the Texas A&M game, and we really haven't gotten that yet. Now, they have 2 weeks to prepare for Clemson. Is this something that Sark is going to install as more of as part of their game plan against Clemson? Because with Arch being more of a mobile quarterback, I think that he'll be better suited against this Clemson defense than Arch will. Now, but that's what I'm bringing back to my question before is if Sark is seeing something in practice that is really kind of making him hesitate, like he's not on with his throws or he's not making these plays or something, because that's really the only thing I could think of that is why he hasn't been getting a chance to get into this game. Obviously, you don't want to disrupt the rhythm a lot, but I do think that Arch could be a threat more so than Quinn against this Clemson team. So I'm curious to see what Sark does with the Texas QBs for this game, and then really more so for the rest of the playoff period. They have 2 weeks to get it installed. I'll be curious to see if they do it. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials.